Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, and this is Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks, and you're watching another brand new episode of Who's That Cosplayer? And joining me on today's episode is the Enduring Sunflower. How are you doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I really appreciate you joining me on another episode of Who's That Cosplayer? And before we get into this episode, everybody that's watching, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you hit that bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. So are you ready to go?
Yep, I'm good to go.
All right, let's rock. So the reason why I asked for you to come up here is because I've been a huge fan of yours since I started following you on Facebook, and you have some amazing cosplays. I like, it seems like every day you're always posting new stuff. So before we get into like the whole cosplay aspect of the interview, I want everybody that's watching right now to know who you are. Like, what is your origin story? So every villain or hero, they have an origin story. So who is the Enduring Sunflower?
So basically, how I got into cosplay is there was an anime club in high school, and I had joined that around junior, senior year, and a friend kind of like got me into it, and we started talking about cosplay in the anime club. And I didn't even know what cosplay was until like they started talking about it. But it sounded really cool. You get to dress up as any character you like, and you just get to like talk to people that have like that same thing in common with you, get to connect with people. So for my senior year, I decided I wanted to go to my first convention after graduation. And I basically just asked my parents if they can help me out with that. It's like a little gift for graduation or whatever. And my first con was Anime Mid-Atlantic, and I wanted to cosplay Shion from Kingdom Hearts because I absolutely love that series and just a character that I really related to. So I got everything together for her, and I went Sunday, which I'm not very like good with like crowded places, but it wasn't that crowded on Sunday. And as soon as I walked in, it was just an experience. Like the moment that I walked in, someone stopped me and asked for a picture and just really made me feel welcome there. So it just kind of really started from there, where I was just like, this is where I belong. Like, this is where I want to continue doing this. Like, this is really fun. And it basically just helped me really improve wanting to like keep going, and also eventually pursuing becoming a makeup artist, because I wanted to make my cosplays look even better. But I also really wanted to continue with makeup because I just really love doing makeup and putting together different characters and stuff. So that's basically my origin story.
Anyway, that was a really cool origin story, and that's one of the things that I love about cosplay is that when you're, you know, in character, when you're cosplaying, you know, your favorite character or whatnot, you're that character. You know, you can be whoever you want to be when it comes to cosplay. And like how you were saying, you know, just going there, and this was your first experience, this was something that you really wanted to do, this is something that you enjoy doing. It's like you definitely see a lot of growth compared to when you first start with something compared to where you are now. Now, as you can see, I got the slideshow going in the background, and that's something that we do for all of our guests that we have up here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. And just going through some of your earlier pictures compared to where you are now, like you can see the growth. Like you've come a long way from when you first started. You're welcome. And one of the things that I love that you do is you show everyone, you know, this is what I was doing back in 2017, and this is where I am now. So pinky's up to you for leveling up. But I wanted to go back to the Kingdom Hearts stuff because, you know, not too long ago, Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. Now, were you a fan of that game, or were you just like they could have just left this in the
bin? So when it first came out, I was all for the hype. Like I was so stoked. And I beat that game in a week because I was just so addicted to just continuing on with the story. I actually really enjoyed it. There were just some parts I felt like because they had like a DLC that they
Mhm.
added, I feel like they could have just took a little bit more time and actually not made us like pay for like DLCs to like complete the game.
No, I agree.
Yeah, I really did enjoy it though, and seeing like my favorite characters being reunited, that was a really nice moment. And different worlds. So it was a lot of fun. I really did enjoy it.
Yeah, it was definitely cool seeing some of the newer Disney properties in the game. Now, I'm gonna be
Mhm.
honest, like I still haven't beat the game. Now, just
Oh,
like yeah, just like you, oh, it's cool. Just like you, I was hyped when it was first announced that it was coming out, and I got the game. And the reason why I love the Kingdom Hearts games is because it's a mixture of Disney and Final Fantasy. And when I
yeah.
started playing the game, and I was just like, okay, when am I going to see the Final Fantasy characters?
Oh.
And yeah, and it's like my friend was just like, there aren't any Final Fantasy characters in the game. I
There
was just
are
like, huh?
a lot of
So
people are upset about that.
yeah, and it's like you had to get the DLC in order to play with the Final Fantasy characters. So I was just like, yeah, I'm good on that. I just went ahead
Yeah.
and played Final Fantasy 9 and just kept it moving. Um,
Oh.
but hey, since we're still talking about video games, one of my favorite cosplays that you've done, besides the Uraraka, because I do love My Hero Academia, and I do want to say pinkies up to you for wearing that because My Hero Academia, it is my second favorite anime of all time right now, right behind Dragon Ball Z. And I don't know if you watched the episode, the most recent one, where
I
spoiler
did.
alert, 3, 2, 1, we're talking spoilers now. When Uraraka, when she leapt in the air to save Deku. Did you see that episode?
Yes, I just watched it yesterday when I got home from work, and I got to give it to my girl. Like she really stepped up, and
Yes.
I really like yes.
Yes. Hey, it was a fantastic moment. And I feel like it was a callback to when she was in trouble and Midoriya, he
Yes.
leapt in the air to save her. And now he was in trouble and she jumped and saved him. Now, what's interesting about this is one of the things I love about this series is the animation. It can be so good compared to when you read it in the manga
It,
because I do read the manga, and just seeing that in the anime, I was just like, yo, like Uraraka, you are
yeah.
you are a beast. Like I love you, girl. But to go back to the video game stuff,
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about when you had cosplayed a character, and I'm mad that I can't remember her name right now
Oh,
from Life is Strange. I'm so mad I can't remember her name.
Chloe. Yes,
Chloe.
that is
Thank God. Thank
my
God.
girl.
Yes.
I
Oh my
love
God.
it.
Like that game, a lot of people haven't played it, but it is so good. The story, the music. Oh my God. So like is she one of your favorite characters from the Life is Strange game?
Yeah, she's definitely my favorite character from it. And then I love Kate Marsh.
Yes. I felt bad for her.
I did too.
Can we talk spoilers?
Yeah, yeah, I'm all for it. I've beaten all the games.
Okay, see, I haven't played the second one yet, so if it gets ruined, it's fine. But yeah, Kate, I loved her story. One of the things that I loved about that game was how she was bullied and she felt like she didn't have anybody in her corner. And I'm mad I can't remember the main character's name. Who was the main character
Max.
again? Hmm?
Max.
Max, thank you.
Yeah.
It's been years since I played this game. But yeah, Max, like the choices that you could make, like I was always supportive for not Chloe, Kate. I was always
Kate.
I was always supportive for her. And I remember that when it came to the point where you had to decide to say the right thing so that way that Kate wouldn't take her life,
Yeah.
and I did it. I was just like, oh, thank God I didn't need to reset the game or anything. But that game and the sequel that had came out before the storm, that was really good too. But yeah,
Oh yeah, before the storm, you learn about Rachel.
with Rachel, yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes. And one of the main things for that game is how teenagers they deal with bullying. and how they handle these situations. Has there ever been a time in cosplay where it's just like you were bullied or you felt bullied? And if you were, how did you overcome that?
I wouldn't say in person. It was more so online, and it was on my Steven cosplay. Basically, people are just telling me like, you don't fit this character. You're too skinny for this character, because I guess Steven's like a little bit more chubby or whatever.
Yeah.
But I will admit it did get to me. Like the comics were specifically very rude.
Mm-hmm.
But I eventually just like, I mean, not everyone's gonna like what you do. Just focus on the people that do and go just keep moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I 100% agree with you on that. And I've seen your Steven cosplay. What's funny is I want to say I didn't know who you were yet, but when I had joined the NecoCon group, I had saw your Steven cosplay, and like everybody who was posting about like what they were going to be wearing to NecoCon that year, I was just like, oh my God, can I get a picture with you? You didn't respond to me, and I was just like, hey, it's cool.
Oh but, no, I'm so sorry.
No, you're cool, but it was, I want to say it was my it was my second NecoCon, and I was cosplaying, and I was just like, man, I want to make sure that I get pictures with all of these amazing and talented cosplayers who are posting their stuff here in the group. And like I had said earlier, like you have so many amazing cosplays. Like, what are some of your other favorites that you like cosplaying as?
I really love cosplaying as Raven from Teen Titans.
Nice choice.
I love cosplaying Marinette from Miraculous Ladybug. Sailor Moon, because I got into Sailor Moon like last year, and I just fell in love with it. So I really like cosplaying her. I really, since we were talking about video games, I really love my Sly Cooper cosplay. am happy with that. Yeah, so that game just really means a lot to me. It's definitely part of my childhood. So when I did that cosplay and a lot of people really liked it, I was super stoked.
Who's that cosplayer?
Johnny 5.
No, yeah, it's an amazing cosplay. And I mean, like I had said, like you have so many amazing ones. I really like the Sora one that you had did. And then of course, everybody that listens to the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks podcast, they know that I'm a huge JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fan, and you've done Jonathan Joestar. Like Jonathan does not get the love, respect, and credit that he deserves. If it wasn't for Jonathan Joestar, there would be no Joestars. And he is. See, I was just about to ask you, who is your favorite, and you answered it for me. So if he's your favorite, what was your favorite JoJo's Bizarre Adventure part?
The one that I'm currently on, Diamond Unbreakable, I think it's called. When it has, is that the one with Josuke?
Yes. That's my favorite one as well.
Currently watching that one with my best friend that got me into JoJo, and yeah, that's a really good one.
No, yeah, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable. That's my favorite one as well. Part 4. I know part 6 was just announced, and I can't wait to see that. I have been reading the manga for that, and it's really cool. Also, to everybody that's watching right now, we've interviewed some people who did some voiceover work for Diamond is Unbreakable, some of the characters up there. So make sure that you check out the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks podcast, so that way you can hear those episodes. I just wanted to throw that in there. Now, I wanted to move it along, and I wanted to, talk about, since this month is Pride Month, and the representation that we have in cosplay and anime and video games. Like, what does Pride Month mean to you as being a queer person?
I'm basically able to just like express myself even more and like be out and open with my sexuality and who I am. And I just really love seeing like my friends like being able to come out during this time, or just being able to get support or supporting others. So that's really what it means to me. It's all about the support and just being yourself.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you on that. And I love the fact that, with cosplay, it's for everyone. You know, you can be whoever you want to be. And the community, it can be so loving and so supportive. I mean, of course, you do have people out there, like how you were saying earlier, when they said that you didn't fit the mold for Steven. And it's just like, F you. You know, I was just going to say that because, again, cosplay is supposed to be for everyone. And it's all about having fun when you do cosplay. So I wanted to ask you now, because I know that NecoCon is coming back this year. Are you excited to go to it this year?
I am really excited to go. It will be my first con back after 2 years. So I'm thinking of my lineup right now after they announced it. And yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. There might be a couple changes, but I'm still really excited to just be back at a con.
Yeah, for real. Now, so because when I've cosplayed at a con, it's like I've only just worn like one costume, and after that, like I was done. But I know some cosplayers, like they'll bring like a bunch of cosplays that they'll wear. So, like, how many costumes are you? Because I know at NecoCon is usually like I want to say either a 3 to 4 day thing. So, how many costumes do you plan on taking with you?
Going through my head, probably between 6 and 7.
Okay.
It just really depends on how like I break it down and stuff, because I tend to put a lot in one con.
Mm-hmm. No, that's awesome. I would love to do that one day, where it's like I just have a bunch of costumes that I have on deck. Like most of the cosplays that I've done, like they've been pretty simple stuff, but you know, compared to the stuff that you do, like you have like a lot of creativity that has gone into your stuff. Now, I wanted to ask you, some of the stuff that you have, like, have you made it yourself, or is some stuff that you've ordered online?
Sorry to admit, but I don't really sew my cosplays or anything. Most of my cosplays are either closet cosplays that I put together with stuff in my closet, or I got from Goodwill. And then most of the, like my Sly Cooper one, I got all that stuff from Goodwill.
Nice.
And yeah.
No, and that's one of the things that I love about cosplay, because like you can literally like just go to a thrift store, get a bunch of stuff, like, and it's kind of like going on an adventure in a way, because it's like you have to go to like 20 thrift stores to find everything so that way that you can make it work. Because I know when I had did my my cosplay for the last NecoCon, I was Dexter from Good Burger. I want to say that I went to about five different thrift stores, so that way that I could get the pants, so I could get the shirt. Because I mean, it's crazy, like when you look at stuff online, it's just like stuff is mad expensive. I'm just like, I'm not paying $50 for this shirt that I'm only going to wear for one day. But to people that do want to do that, I mean, like, hey, go for it. Like, that's all for you. But it's just like how Sunflower was saying, it's like you can go to a thrift store and you can find everything that you need there, and then you can put it together, and then bam, you have the perfect cosplay. So moving along, I wanted to ask you, when you're not cosplaying, like what are some things that you like to do? What are some of your hobbies besides playing video games that we know of?
I like to draw sometimes. I haven't done it in a while, but I do have a tablet that I eventually do need to get back into that. I don't really do like a whole lot. You know, you already mentioned the video game thing. And I just like watch anime, read manga. I mean, there's not too much that I really do as far as hobbies go.
Hey, video games, manga, watching anime, hey, those are all top hobbies that, you know, any nerd would like to do. And, you know, for you to say that, you know, you really don't do much, it takes a lot of time to sit there and either read something or watch something, especially with there being so many ways that you can watch anime. Like you have Netflix, Hulu, Crunchyroll, and it's like sometimes I'm pretty sure like when you're putting costumes together, it's like you just put something on as background noise and then you just get to work on it.
Yeah, I just like listen to a lot of music when I do my makeup and stuff.
Nice. So I want to know, like, what are some other animes that you're into besides what we've mentioned already, like My Hero Academia and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
Ooh, I really liked Your Lie in April, Anohana. Um, I Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. That is like
That's a
one of
good one.
my all-time favorites. Haikyuu. Um, what else? There's a lot, and when you get asked that question, it's like you go blank.
No, I
Death
understand.
Parade. I don't know if you heard of that one. That's another one of my favorites.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. I've never watched it. Like a lot of the ones that you're naming right now, I've heard of, but I've never watched besides Brotherhood and of course like My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
Now, something too earlier, you had mentioned that you just got into Sailor Moon. The new Sailor Moon movie, Sailor Moon Eternal, is on Netflix. Have you had a chance to watch that yet?
I haven't seen it just yet. I've been busy, but I do plan on seeing it next week.
Nice. I will say that it is really good. The animation is good. It's a continuation of the Sailor Moon Crystal anime. Now, I'm a huge Sailor Moon fan, and I have never watched Sailor Moon Crystal. So to anybody that's watching this, please do not come and beat me up. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. The only reason why I didn't watch Sailor Moon Crystal is because I heard reviews from the first 2 seasons where they said that the animation wasn't really that good. So that was the reason why I didn't check it out. Oh, but go ahead. What were you about to say?
No, I heard that too.
So have you watched Sailor Moon Crystal, or are you a fan of the original Sailor Moon?
I watched the whole original one because I actually really like that art style a lot more.
Yeah, it's just something about the 90s animation and the aesthetics that you see on, the classic Sailor Moon show. Like, you do see them on, the newer Sailor Moon stuff, but it's just something about that 90s animation that just really sticks out. And I want to say too, like when you're not cosplaying, like some of the pictures that you post when you're just in your makeup and some of the outfits that you're wearing, it's like, it feels like, it's from a 90s anime. Now, are the Oh, you're welcome. So is that something that, you like to do? Because we've had a cosplayer up here before, Haunting, and that was one of her things. Like, she loved, Japanese aesthetic. So, that's pretty much how she dresses day to day. Like, she dresses like she is living in Japan in the 90s. So is that how you typically dress, or is that only when you're doing makeup?
No, that's actually like how I like to dress. Like, I like wearing like a bunch of like pastel like things. Sometimes like some pastel goth, sometimes just what you said, like a 90s anime like style. That's what I like wearing. It just feels like me.
Yeah, and that's always cool. It's like, I swear that every time I see this stuff, especially with me watching a lot of older animes again, it's like, I'm like, man, I really just want to start dressing like that. Even with watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable. Like, you see some of the outfits that the characters up there wear, and it's just like, man, it's like, I really want to start dressing like that. And I just love that we live in a day and age now where it's like almost everybody is a nerd. So you can wear something and like people will be like, yo, that's awesome. Especially too, like there's been times where I've gone to like Walmart or something and I've seen people wearing wigs of anime characters. Like there was this girl, she was wearing a Todoroki wig in Walmart. And I was just like, hey, are you trying to be Todoroki? And she was just like, oh my God, like you're the only person who knows who I am. I'm just like, I mean, like it's Todoroki. Like who else has white and red hair?
It's true.
But who's your favorite character from My Hero Academia besides Uraraka? Or is Uraraka your favorite character?
She's my favorite girl, but my favorite character bounces back between Bakugo and Kirishima, but It's probably gonna have to be Kirishima.
Everybody loves Kirishima, and I'm glad that you said either of those two and you didn't say Mineta. But if you would have said Mineta, that would have been
no, we don't like Mineta here. I can go somewhere else.
Nobody likes Mineta, but I will say that on the most recent episode, Manetta, like he stepped his game up until his head went into Mina's tatas, and I was just like, come on, Manetta.
I was happy for a bit, and then he went back to himself. It was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, come on, Manetta. Come on. It's just like, dude, it's just like I can't sit here and give you praise when it's like you continue to mess up like this, man. It's just like you have to change your ways. You can't be a pervert forever, man. For me, my favorite character is the man who I have here on the table with me, Izuku Midoriya Deku, which is somebody that you have cosplayed, and you did an amazing job cosplaying as Deku. So pinkies up to that. You're welcome. But yeah, I mean, like, other than that, thank you for joining me up here on Who's That Cosplayer. I appreciate you. Oh yeah, you're welcome. I appreciate having you up here and coming to the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks family. So before I let you go, let everybody in social media land know where they can find you at.
Okay, so I am on Instagram as Endurance Sunflower. So if you want to follow me.
Thank you. Thank you again for joining me up here on a new episode of Who's That Cosplayer. And you know where you can find me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, at KingBenji_Banks on Twitter and Instagram. And you can look me up on Facebook at Benjamin Banks. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. Thank you, everybody, again, for watching a brand new episode of Who's That Cosplayer. Like I always say, keep that pinky up and stay positive. We'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Peace.
Bye.
Thanks again, everybody, for watching another episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Podcast, we got that too. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and hit that bell for further episodes and notifications. Thanks a lot to our patrons. And if you don't mind, join the Patreon. We'll be having new specials coming up soon.